Esther saves Jews. On that day, King Ancestors gave Queen Esther the house of Haman, the enemy of the Jews, and the Marisi came before the king, for Esther had told how he was related to her. So the king took off his signet ring, which he had talked, taken from Haman, and gave it to Morisi, and Esther appointed Morises over the house of Harman. Now Esther spoke again to the king, fell down at his feet, and implored him with tears to counteracted to the evil of Haman and Agnight and the scheme which he had devised against the Jews. And the king held out the golden scepter toward Esther. So Esther arose and stood before the king.
And said, if it please the king, and if I have found favor in his sight, and the thing seem right before the king, and I be pleasing in his eyes, let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, which he wrote to destroy the Jews which are in all the king's provinces. For how can I endure to see the evil that shall come unto my people? Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kindred? Then the king Ahasuerus said unto Esther the queen, and to Mordecai the Jew, behold, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and him they have hanged upon the gallows, because he laid his hand upon the Jews. Write ye also for the Jews, as it liketh you, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring. For the writing which is written in the king's name, and sealed with the king's ring, may no man reverse.
At once the royal secretaries were summoned. On the 23rd day of the third month, the month of Sivan, they wrote out all Mordecai's orders to the Jews and to the satraps, governors, and nobles of 127 provinces stretching from India to Cush. These orders were written in the script of each province and the language of each people, and also to the Jews in their own script and language. Mordecai wrote in the name of King Xerxes, sealed the dispatches with the king's signet ring, and sent them by mounted couriers who rode fast horses, especially bred for the king. The king's edict granted the Jews in every city the right to assemble and protect themselves, to destroy, kill, and annihilate the armed men of any nationality or province who might attack them and their women and children, and to plunder the property of their enemies. The day appointed for the Jews to do this in all provinces of King Xerxes was the 13th day of the 12th month, the month of Adar.
copy of the text of the edict was to be issued to law in every province and made known to the people of every nationality, so that the Jews would be ready that day to avenge themselves on their enemy. The farriers riding the royal horses raced out, spurred on by the king's command, and the edict was issued in the citadel of Susa. Mordecai left the king's presence wearing royal garments of blue and white, a large crown of gold, and a purple robe of fine linen. And the city of Susa held joyous celebration. For the Jews, it was a time of happiness and joy, gladness and honor. That every province and in every city, wherever the edict of the king went, there was joy, gladness among the Jews. For feasting and celebrating, and many people of other nationalities became Jews because fear of the Jews had seized them.